We are doing this amazing podcast with Jamil Demby. The first question I'm going to have to ask you is draft day. We talked about the combine and the pre-draft and the bowls and everything early on in your career. Now it comes to the draft day. You know, like who called and like what was the day like going into draft day?
Yeah. I already knew pretty much that I was going to be a day 3 guy. Honestly, maybe a little bit day 2. Like if I would have ran a better 40, I probably would have been day 2. But again, you never know because me being from Maine, that had a little bit of effect to it, like being from a smaller school. But that day, man, was special because I just had a feeling that I knew I was going somewhere just because of the way the offseason went for me. I want to say late on Thursday or Friday, I think like the Falcons had called me and was like basically talking to me being like if I go undrafted, come to them. They're trying to convince me. And then Baltimore had hit me up and was like, hey, man, we had a great time because they had worked me out actually here in Violent. I want to say the Packers had hit me up. One of the scouts was like, yeah, man, just be waiting. We might get you in the late round. And then that was about it. I'm pretty sure. Those were like the only teams that hit me up. And I had went on a visit to the Rams. So you go on these 30 visits. And basically different teams bring you out to actually visit the facility. They do more medical stuff on you. They take you through plays. They take you through like initial install. They just get a feel for who you are. And it shows like, yeah, we're interested in you. So Rams didn't call me that day. No other teams that brought me out on a 30 visit. The Rams, the Jets, New Orleans actually brought me out on a 30 visit. And then Miami did. Nothing from them draft day, any throughout the draft. And I remember I got a missed call from Wisconsin. And I was like, dang, I missed it. And I thought it was them. And I tried to call him back, but it was like just going straight to voicemail. And everybody was freaking out. Like my homies that was close. Jamie was one of them, bro. He was like, bro, you just missed that. Like he was freaking out. And he was freaking me out.
Everything. Bro.
Yeah, bro. He was having me freak out. And I remember eventually I saw a call from LA. And I'm thinking, if I get undrafted, oh, well, I get an opportunity and I just got to prove people wrong again. If I go if I go late round, that's fine too. I got an opportunity. Like I was just leaving it all in God's hands. And I remember when I got the call from LA and I was like, bro, this is the most lit scenario because my offensive coordinator from Maine ended up getting a job with LA. He was assistant wide receivers coach. And he's now Liam Cohen of the Jaguars. Who did the great everybody was frying him. But so I was like, bro, this is the most lit scenario ever. And one of the OG linemen over there, Roger Saffold, he was with my agency too. It was like perfect scenario. I was so lit. And I was like, I had just trained in Cali. I was training in San Diego. So I was like, bro, this is wild. It's all connected. I was supposed to go to LA. So it was just exciting, man. And that day was special. I was just going around, just telling everybody, we out to LA. Like it was amazing time. And yeah, that day was special, honestly. It just showed that all the hard work, all the rejection, all the suffering that I went through, but then all the work that I put in and all the stages that God brought me to showcase my talent, like it all worked out. So day was
awesome.
Yeah, that most certainly was a crazy day. That draft day was crazy.
Facts.
All right, so I want to kind of know what the NFL was like. Was it what you expected? Give me a day in the life. I mean, obviously,
I love this question.
You get drafted to the Rams, and you got Sean McVay, who's brand new head coach, one of the most respected coaches around the league. You know, just walk me through what that life was like.
Yeah. So when I first got to the Rams, like it was kind of unfair that I went to the Rams first because reason being was the facility, the organization. I wouldn't say the facility, but how they ran things, the organization, the way Sean McVay was, how great of a coach he was, how like articulate he was, how much of a player's coach he was, and how he took care of his players. but also challenged you when he needs to challenge you. And then how great the vets were, the culture, because they literally went from St. Louis, who was not doing well, to then culminating some stars, bringing some names to the team, and then they win the year before I go there. They start winning, so they had momentum. They had people that were bought in, and I was like, "Dang, this is different." And we in Cali, we practicing, we see mountains everywhere. Like, I'm like, bro, this is a football that I've never experienced before. And
yeah, you were in Maine, not to cut you off. You were in Maine.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
He was in the freezing temperatures, bro. Now over there in shorts.
Yeah, bro.
And
out here.
Tops.
Yeah, bro. And the crazy thing is that like I sit here and I mess up and I'm like, dang, my coach is about to chew me out. Like he's like coaches me and he's like, this guy right here, you're not going to be able to block him this way. This is how you're going to have to attack it. And I'm like, dang, I thought the pros would be even worse. But it's like, nah, like everybody's fighting for their jobs. So I'm about to equip you in the best way I can. So when I saw those things, it like opened my eyes like, oh, this is what good coaching is. Oh, this is what a good franchise. I'm coming from Maine. I'm coming from Violin High School, which I'm not saying I got bad coaching, but I'm saying that this was
totally different.
Yeah, I'm saying that this was a different level.
Yeah, that's night and day, bro.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow. So then I go to Detroit. I actually went to Detroit a little bit, and I saw that coaching staff with Patricia, and like the culture was not great there. Nobody wanted to be there. And I was like, oh, I thought the NFL was like this everywhere. And I end up leaving Detroit. I come back but that when I first got into the league, it was like, man, this is amazing. This is awesome. And I just felt like I couldn't do no wrong. But as I got more integrated, as I started getting more opportunities to showcase myself, as I got opportunities to actually get in the game and play, that's when like the pressure of it came about. And I'm like, oh, like I'm here, but there's so much more I got to do to stay here. And there's so much more I got to do to keep my spot. So the pressure of playing professionally like started to come about. But the life of it, man, it was amazing. Being in California, like being able to go to Hollywood, being able to experience the things I experienced, like being able to go out with dudes that were millionaire, like they were just showing me a different life. But at the same time, I got to experience all those great things, restaurants, living the LA life a little bit, because I still was at a different level. You know, I didn't have the big contract yet, all those things. So I was living in a different way than some of my OG teammates. But at the same time, there was a reality of it that like, man, I felt like everything I was doing was still not enough, because it was like, I'm in LA, I need to be doing this, I need to be doing that, I need to be meeting with networking, and I need to do this and do that and go here. And it's like, it started to distract me away from the whole point that I was there. It was like, no, bro, it's time to play ball. It's not that I was going out and like wanted to party and do all these things, but it was like, I need to be taking the most of my advantage of my opportunity right now on and off the field, because I need to build up my life for the future. And I see people getting cut left and right and changing. I'm like, nah, I got to do it. And it brought that pressure. It brought some anxiety. And it took some time to be like, bro, just focus on this. God put this in front of you. Just focus on ball. And I think that was probably the beauty but the realistic part of my career. It wasn't all beauty, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So I would say, man, just the professionalism, just my eyes awakened to good coaching, just being around guys who've done it at an elite level, just making bonds with guys that were struggling with it through you, trying to earn their spot. Man, and just living in California, that was something like no other. So
I remember when you came home, and it kind of segues in a little bit to what you were talking about. Like, I remember you telling me, oh, we were at dinner or something like that, and you were like, man, there's like a hierarchy though on the team.
Yeah.
Like, it's different. And that's the part.
It's levels.
Yeah, you guys don't understand or see. And I remember you saying like going out to dinner with somebody is like you can't afford to pay for 20 guys.
Yeah, facts.
But the guy next to me on the line, he might be able to pay for 20 guys
facts.
at dinner. And you feel different.
Yeah.
And those things do kind of like, oh, wow, like I'm not at this level, but I'm trying to get to this level. How do I get to, like, it's a different kind of pressure.
No, facts. It is.
Feeling that, you know what I mean? And I'll never forget that conversation that we had. And I'm like, yeah, we don't think about that. Yeah. And I used to tell everybody else that, like, it's not all what you think it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that anybody who's a youth that's out there listening, keep that in mind.
Yeah.
When you're thinking about, obviously you want to have these goals and these dreams because there's nothing like it. You got a chance to chase your dream.
Facts.
You know, but there's things that go with it.
Yeah.
You know?
No, 100%.
So you talked about the back and forth, the Rams. You had a cup of coffee with the Lions.
Exactly. I love calling it that.
That's what it was.
It was. I'm glad it was.
Yeah. I remember you came home and you said, I was like, yo, how's it at Detroit? He was like, oh yeah, I went to the Motown. I went to where Motown is. I was like, that's it. Ain't nothing about the team, bro.
Nah, it wasn't nothing, yo. It was a straight.
Like, oh, okay.
It was a straight grind. That's all it was.
But you know, there are some things that were in Detroit that later would help you in LA.
Facts.
Tremendously.
No, 100%.
But before we get to that, though, I do want to do a quick segment, which I'm going to call Tech Talk. So I'm going to show you a couple videos of.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, of you playing. And I want you to run me through some of the play. Because quite honestly, this is all I care about. Like,
yeah.
I don't care about this.
Yeah. Dang, that's lit. No, that's lit. That's lit.
So give me a second. I'll show you. So before we play it, I want to know if you remember the play before I play it. This is week 2 against the Saints.
This is my first ever like live NFL action.
Right. So
I want to say I'm gonna be real. I'm not like Sean McVay, but
I can help you out a little bit if you want.
Nah. So the one thing I could think we either gonna do a play action here off of our. It's like we call it wide zone, but it's like a mid zone.
So you guys are in a bunch set, 11 personnel.
Yeah.
Saints are I believe the Saints are in a cover 4. I can't tell because I don't see
the front right here, which gave us headaches because all the Patriots fought in the year prior. We lost in the Super Bowl to the Patriots. They're running this thing called the 6-1, the 6-1 front. And they run this 6-1 front, and everybody started showing us because our offense was so explosive. This 6-1 front ruined our like mid-zone, wide zone scheme. And our biggest thing was having success with our run and then play action off of that to get Jared comfortable and getting some completions. And every team started running this 6-1, and it gave us fits. So
I'll play it.
Play action. Yep. So this right here is.
You're right here. I don't know what 97 is doing, but you're doing a great rep.
I knew it was a play action, though. So this right here is our play action off of, we would probably call this, wait, can you play it back one more time? I just want to see which way the running back went. Poor Todd Gurley. And so this will be probably our 14, we'll call it like a 14 Willie, a 14 Maze. So the adjustment we had to make, usually we're all play actioning and man on man up front. And then Todd would just help out with any leakage. But
Cooper Kupp, cross the middle.
Yep. And that was one of our play actions off of just like our tight zone. Now
the Saints zoned you. The entire they were clearly petrified of Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, and Brandon Cooks. They were clearly scared about that.
That's crazy.
That's a trio.
And this 6-1, so this 6-1 defense, for the rest of our whole adjustment was we're either play action, but all we're doing is trying to get to the perimeter. We couldn't run our get Todd Gurley's really going with our mid zone. So our mid zone to wide zone will be like we're stretching, and then we're attacking that nose. We actually try to run to the nose, and then our guard will actually penetrate at the line of scrimmage. He'll puncture the shoulders of the nose, so that we can get the nose started. There's no penetration because Todd didn't like that. And he's stretching it and then cutting back and just doing what he does.
I'm glad you said that because where he lines up it seems like it's so much further back than most running backs.
Yeah.
Because he likes to see space, right?
Yeah. And that's what the Rams do. Our technique up front changes because of who we have in the back. It's not like, oh, this is our system. This is how you're going to run it. No, they know Todd is a special player, but they also know penetration messes with Todd. And then they know any type of pressure with Jared Goff, bro, that joint going to turn into a sack quick because he's not mobile. So they teach us to attack and jump set more and close space up front and pass protection. So that's why the Rams are so good because they're not just worried about the defensive scheme, but they're like, who are our players? Let's know our players and let's play to their strength. So,
all right. Great way to describe it. We'll go to the next play. Same drive. 2nd and 20.
Empty.
You guys are on the empty.
So
you got Todd Gurley at the X, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Todd was special.
Nah, that guy different. And he's just a kid.
Like what, 31?
Bro, he's only like a year or two older. He was only a year or two older than me, bro. And he was just a kid, bro. Like he just loved the game. He was a kid with great talent and a lot of money. He made a lot, respectedly.
So what are you seeing here?
So right here, they're definitely they're 100% in zone. I can't really see the safety.
Yeah, I think they're in. I want to say I think they might be in cover 2-man or they might be in cover 5.
Yeah,
I think they're in cover 2-man
because they have the ability potentially. I can't see the back to. Yeah, they don't see them, but. This right here is one of our tunnel screens. So we actually had tags. So we could go 2 scat. 2 scat is like one of our empty pass protections. And usually we ID the backer away from the number. So if it's 2 scat, then we're going to ID the left backer because evens was right, odds were left. And if we see something we like the matchups over here, we got numbers on the perimeter.
Oh, you have a ton of numbers on this play.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that up because if not for Cam Jordan, this play probably goes to the house because he reads it a little bit.
No, he does. And Cam Jordan's annoying, bro.
He reads it a little bit. That's what causes the bad throw.
Yeah.
And that's what makes Robert Woods kind of hesitate. At that point, the Saints know what's going on, but you still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against 5 at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Where were you playing at?
I was right guard.
He's right guard. Okay. He's right there.
Okay.
Yeah. So our job is to flash, make it seem like we're about to hit them, and then swipe them up fields. But obviously this play, they kind of knew what was going on. Like Cam knew, so that messed up my departure. And 91, before he was even known as Trey Hendrickson, who's like one of the best defensive ends in the league. And he was like a backup.
Yo, I thought that's who that was.
That's how deep this defensive line was.
Honestly. I thought that was Trey. That was rookie Trey Hendrickson.
I think it might have been. I think
second year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was right on you too,
bro. He didn't let me get out. So I end up getting caught up here, but I go and I try to find work, and Robbie just goes crazy.
Play still went for 20 yards. Play still went for 20 yards.
Facts.
Next play, bunch set, same drive.
Now this one. I think that I'm pretty sure this was another play action. Honestly, it's been some time, so I forgot our lingo, but it probably was another, like a tight zone play action. Maybe. I'm pretty sure because that's what we started doing.
Pretty smart.
Yeah. So this one wasn't tight zone wide action. It was we'll call this like lollipop. So lollipop, the L in lollipop told us that we were going to play action to the left. And set up.
Is that Everett?
Yeah.
At tight end?
Yeah, that dude was a freak, bro.
Jeez.
How tall was he?
Probably like 6'3", 6'4".
Okay.
6'4".
Last play. What do you see here?
So again, they're in 6-1. I mean, they're 100% man because usually red zone,
you got to be a man at that point.
They're running man. So this play, I want to say we scored on this. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Oh, all right. So we're actually all trying to reach. So we're making adjustments. This is third quarter. We made adjustments in halftime. We're like, bro, we need to get to the perimeter. So we're changing.
This was a 6-6 game for a very long time.
We were changing the concept of this play we're about to run at halftime. So we're changing our blocking schemes, our technique, how we want to attack it. Usually this right here is a wide zone that cuts back, and we want to stretch the D-line. But because they have so much leverage on us and every gap is filled, we're supposed to reach them. So we end up not doing the best job of this technique, and I think it got bunched up a little bit. Probably backside by Yamada.
You're wrong. Y'all went quick.
Oh, we're still trying to get the first. Oh, wait, this is Todd.
Yeah.
Bro, I thought that was Malcolm Brown.
I'll run it back.
Malk that dude, though.
No, Mac was good, yeah.
I don't know why. I thought I couldn't tell. I couldn't see the dreads. But this is what we were trying to do. We're trying to get to the perimeter.
Put a lot of pressure on Cooper Kupp. He blocked.
But the thing is, all of our wide receivers were trained. All of our wide receivers were trained to block. Like,
get that ball in the TG400's hands, and
so that was one of our one of our toss schemes.
Yeah, I snapped it real quick. I don't think the Saints were even ready. Lattimore's still coming towards the line of scrimmage at this point.
No, facts. So all we're trying to do up front is reach. Like, that's all we're trying to do. And there's actually a little
cut he was blocked.
Even Robert
Cooks, right?
Yeah,
Brandon Cooks.
Our O-line coach was phenomenal.
Who's 77? Haverstein?
Whitworth.
Whitworth.
Yeah. So he comes through. Look at this stiff arm. Boom, and he just blocks two people. He's like 6'7", 6'8".
Who, Whitworth?
Yeah.
What an animal.
And as his career went, he started like getting a six-pack towards the end of his career.
What?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was
That's
stupid.
Nuts.
It was stupid. But yeah, these plays were we had cans. So like we would either can from like a zone
change play
to a toss. Yeah.
Cammy's change play.
Yeah. So you would hear Jared go can, and whatever you see, whether it was a if it was a safety this way, or we didn't just have the shade that we wanted, or the numbers, he would just be like can, and we'll end up running, opposite way. So
you still got a little bit. You only messed up one.
I'm gonna be honest. I really thought that was Malk for a second, but if it was Todd, 100%
stretch. Yeah,
we're doing toss.
Crazy. I'm glad we're gonna segue from that because I could do that for hours. But we'll segue.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, I'm gonna segue into that. From
your stuff.
I'm all right. So I mentioned it a little earlier with the Detroit LA thing.
Yeah.
The quarterbacks. So I want to talk about two quarterbacks in particular, Jared Goff and Matt Stafford. So, as a matter of fact, I want to talk about three, but I'll bring a third one up because I don't know if they know the third one or not.
Yeah.
Those two guys, what was it like being in a huddle with them and some of the differences?
I've been waiting to hear this because we talked about this before.
Yeah.
So,
man, I love Jared, but like obviously Jared is a lot younger. Jared's closer in age than me than he is Stafford. Bro, Matthew Stafford is probably like a superstar. Like that's probably one of my favorite superstar like teammates. Like a teammate that has a huge name, someone that like, I'm not gonna always pop up to his crib. Like I'll get invited to his crib for like an O-line dinner, but that guy right there, bro, it doesn't matter if you're on practice squad, the janitor, his left tackle, his favorite wide receiver. Like it didn't matter who you were. He knows your name. He'll check up on you. He'll ask, hey, how's the family? He'll have an idea if you have kids or not. He might even know your kids' names. Like this dude is I don't know how. Like he is just wired differently, and it doesn't matter who you are, white, black, Puerto Rican, whatever walk of life you come from. Like this guy is going to know how to be relational, and he knows how to be a leader in a place where there's a lot of money going around. He knows how to be humble, even though he's achieved so much. Like that, he takes command. He takes command. He can take over a meeting if he wants to, if he needs to. And if he gets hit, he doesn't say, yo, come on, guys, I need more time. He's like, yo, that's on me. I'll get it out quicker. Like, bro, you have a guy like that as an O-lineman, and just his ability to connect, just how smart he is, just how consistent his routine is. When I was at Detroit and LA, he's there he's one of the first people in the building, if not the first, unless Sean was sleeping there overnight, but which times he would do. And man, he just knew how to command. And the things that he did when you were in pressure, when you were in moments that were big, like he knew how to rally a guy that was young or new in that moment, and he knew how to just like take him through it. Like that's one of my favorite teammates. Like that obviously has a big name. And then I would say with Jared is talented. He's very talented. But I would say the thing with Jared is that early when I got there, he had a center in John Sullivan who was smart. Like Sullivan, with what we just went through, like he can be the coach, the quarterback, and the center to call out everything in that moment. He knows everything. And Jared had that. Wow. So when a playbook is as complex as Sean's, as ours, and that West Coast style kind of, like to have the ability to see coverages and then can it and all those things, like Sullivan was able to do that. So if Jared was off a little bit, him being the young quarterback he is in a newer system, coming from St. Louis to like Sullivan could look back and be like, no, the blitz is actually coming from this way, let's can it. And he had that support. So most of the time Jared got it right, but he knew he had that there. So when Sullivan kind of left, it was like, I think that was the biggest thing that got exposed a little bit. And Jared was like, man, my boy, me and all these younger guys that got drafted in 18 started coming in. And my boy that was at center, he was really smart, Brian Allen. But he wasn't John Sullivan, like in terms of here. He was physically really, really good. But so I think that was the biggest thing.
Do you think Sean knew that?
He did. And I would say over time, you started to see towards the end, like the relationship dwindle a little bit. Like there were just more interactions of practice. Sean was getting upset, and Sean doesn't get upset all the time. So he's more of like, let's go. But like, if you mess up, usually it's not on the coaches. That's how good our coaches was and how much they took ownership.
Wow.
And they admitted when they messed up. Hey, guys, I called some terrible plays. Like I did some. So I think the frustration started to show up in practices. And I remember one time, like, I don't know, Jared didn't throw a particular throw. He didn't throw a bomb or something like that. And I remember Sean was like, man, just grow some balls. And the first time he spazzed, and I was like, oh yeah, this
at practice?
Yeah, at practice.
That's not something that really happens.
No, it's not. And I was like, yeah. So, but
wow.
Jared was good of like, he also could be a connector. Like he was cool with the skill guy he would be cool with a guy like Deshaun Jackson, and then also be cool with like Andrew Whitworth, like the dude from Cali and then a guy who played pretty much Cincinnati all his career. Like, so he was able to be a connector as well. But I just think he just was younger. And now you see his talent now flourishing with the fact that he has a more mature mental aspect of it. So
took him some time.
Yeah.
Another guy I want to ask you about is somebody who we have a lot of stock in, being as though this is an Eagles podcast. Tell me about Sean Mannion.
Sean Mannion. Wow.
Yes, you played with Sean.
Yeah,
Mannion.
he's with it's crazy. I didn't even know he was coaching with the Packers. And then I saw he got the job with the Eagles, and I was like, yo, because this guy, Sean Mannion, has always been a stamped number 2 quarterback, like on any team. Like he was going to have a job because of the fact that he always had that mind. He could be a second coach on the field. He always was like that. I always felt that with him. Like anytime we were in a preseason game, I remember my rookie year, like I felt so safe in the huddle. He was like, all right, guys, let's go. We got this. Hey, if you see this up there, it's all right. I'll can it. Like he was just smooth, like, and he was a good teammate as well. I think a lot of times there was frustration of like, man, he had it all up in here, but like obviously he just ended up always being a number 2. But
do you think that translates to what he does now?
100%. And I think that's why you see the success he had with Jordan Love. That's why when a lot of people were asking me about Sean Mannion, I was like, oh, I mean, bro, if he had success with Jordan Love, like he could 100% have success with Jalen Hurts. I think that they'll be able to mesh because, again, it didn't matter how he was in the huddle. You know, I mean, it doesn't matter who was in the huddle with him. Like, he made sure everybody was good. He commanded it, and he knew what he was doing, and he knew how to help a guy like me who was a rookie offensive lineman trying to worry about, like, hey, if that safety comes down, you see that? You good? He's like, don't worry, I got it. Like, so, yeah.
I had to get out the way for our Eagles listeners out there because they want to know about him. He's like one of the biggest talking points because it's a known unknown.
Yeah.
Because obviously we don't watch a lot of Green Bay games.
Yeah.
But since I know I had you here and I know you played with him, I had to ask.
Yeah. No, I think they're in solid hands. But if the season if something starts happening in a relationship, don't start blaming me. Because I'm just giving y'all what I know. So don't start saying, "Oh, you did this, you were wrong." Because I know how us Eagles fans we get. So
it ain't
listen, if anything, I don't think it's gonna be us, but the people that send the emails in every week, I don't know.
It definitely ain't gonna be us.
Some of them cats can get brutal on those emails, man.
No, facts.
Yeah. So you're in the NFL. What was the welcome to the NFL moment? Everybody has one, I feel like. So we gotta ask that.
My welcome to the NFL moment was probably, it was 100% with, I would say, Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald. My rookie year, they had Aaron Donald, and then they end up signing Ndamukong Suh, and I was like, thank goodness I got drafted to the Rams because they're my teammates, and if I do play this year, I won't have to play against them. But I want to say one time during the season in camp, I remember I was going against one of my homies, John Franklin Myers. I actually played against him in the NFLPA, and he was a strong guy. He's actually having a tremendous career. He's strong. So I remember I just went and jump set at my attack, and then I kind of gave him a shove after, and then Ndamukong Suh saw it, and he was like, bro, he like flipped the switch. Like, he looked at me, bro, he started cussing me out. He's like, but not in a loud way. He was like, I'm gonna get your ass. Like, I'm like, what did I do to you? So I remember the next play, he tells him to switch sides. He goes to defensive end. This dude, mind you, we don't even have pads on. So we practiced like full speed with pads. We just made sure we didn't fall. This guy comes off the ball, and this dude like lifts me off my feet. He didn't throw me.
Suh lift you up?
Yeah. He didn't Reggie White club me, but to another dimension. But he low-key like lifted me up. Like, he went to bull rush me, and I went to try to like sit down to like leverage my hips and drive back up, like a technique that we always. And this dude ended up saying, nah, it lifted me back up, and almost like he could have threw me. I said, bro, that's the most power that I ever felt in my life. I was like, bro, I had no control. Bro.
That's crazy.
Like, bro, I could not do it. If we had pads on that day and we didn't have a quarterback back there, if we were doing a joint practice, he could have threw me into the quarterback or tossed me and embarrassed me. And I said, yeah, bro, I'm just not looking at that man on the field anymore. Like, I was like, bro. And then the second one, it was like, I don't even think if I was as strong as him that I would have been able to do anything. That's how strong. It was crazy. I never been against my own will like that ever. So I remember then I go against Aaron Donald comes back, and he was holding out. So Aaron Donald comes back the week I make the team. And he kind of was the reason why I went to Detroit, because he was holding out his contract. They got the contract done. He comes back, and he came off like the PUP list or whatever. So I remember going against him, and I knew he was at practice, but I didn't know everything was moving so fast. I didn't know he was like lined up as like a wide 3-tech on me. So I end up trying to jump set him and grab him, and like I grabbed him with all my might and had it cloth, and this dude just started he like jumped up in the air. He was like, and did like 5 different hand motions and jumped up and used my momentum against me and got past me. Like, I was like, bro, I did everything in my power. I did the technique I was supposed to do. I grabbed, and it was like every time I kept trying to grab him, and there were times where it was like the whole day he came to that practice, I was just surviving, and he was having fun. He was coming back. He was having fun. And like, I was like, bro, and I remember I get into that film, I'm sitting there like, bro, this guy is insane. Like, how do people block it? Like, no wonder why he is who he is. And I remember and this is how good he is. I get into film, and I remember Whitworth, he was a 4-eye. The clip came up where I did everything I possibly could. And Whitworth's like, he wasn't even being funny. He was like, yo, Dem, that's as good as you could probably do right there. And I was like, yo, you're giving me a good job. He's like, that's Aaron Donald. I was like, all right. So those are my welcomes to it. Like, yo, yeah, it was.
Aaron Donald's a different beast. I mean, those videos came out with his training regimen. He's training with knives and stuff. What you saw in those training videos is exactly what he hit you with.
And that's bro, I'm telling you, bro. And the thing is, he is almost the strength I felt with Ndamukong Suh. He has that strength, and he would step on the scale, and he would not be close to 300 pounds. He would be like 260, and he's just all muscle, and he's like 6 foot. And I walk past him like, bro, he looks like the most stockiest linebacker. Like, but when he gets his hands on you or he bull rushes you, you can't stop him. I'm like, bro, this dude's made out of vibranium or something. Like, there's no way. It was crazy.
It's crazy you say that because I remember we talked earlier about Todd Gurley. So I remember going to Baltimore when you guys, your first preseason game. And I remember going there and we're waiting for you on the bus and Todd Gurley comes out.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at him, I'm like, there's nothing to this guy.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't huge.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is he doing what he's doing?
I know.
I couldn't figure it out.
It's insane.
Literally, he looks like a beanpole, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's this power coming from? Where? I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. I like dapped him up and I hugged him. I'm like, damn, you're not even that big.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. The only thing about him is like for a running back, he's taller for a running back.
Yeah, he's like
but
a little high.
But that's the thing. You see certain players and you're like, out of uniform, you're like, what?
Yeah.
And then sometimes they get in that uniform and they got the cleats on and you're like, oh, they look, or they play and they do a certain play. You're like, bruh. So yeah.
Well, we already talked about Aaron Donald a little bit and how amazing he is. And then you also got to face off against one of their newest superstar, Myles Garrett.
Oh yeah.
Damn, his face lit up.
Yo.
You scared?
well, that was another welcome to the NFL moment. Yo, like as soon as I got into the league, I'm going against greats. I'm going against Aaron Donald, Ndamukong Suh, Cam Jordan. My first ever game, Cam Jordan's lining up over me, floating around, doing some.
These are Hall of Fame guys.
I'm going, yes, and it's like, yo, it was no gradual. So my first start was against the Browns, and Myles Garrett. I remember they were definitely game planning us because we had my boy at center. We all were second year guys.
Who you had? Noteboom? Was he?
We
playing?
had Noteboom at left guard. My boy Brian at center, and me at right guard. And
y'all also named draft class, right?
Yeah. So they were like, yeah, we're gonna start. They started like putting Myles Garrett at 3 tech. They started switching up the whole. And I remember they switched to an overload front. So it's like a nose is on the center, a 3 tech is on the right guard, and then a DN. So we called load right. So load right meant like, all right, my center is going to come with me. So then they shift last minute and a linebacker comes up and into the basically head up on the
A-gap?
Yeah, head up on the. So they end up going into like basically two 3 techs, and I remember I go and I try to punch Myles Garrett like with my inside hand as hard as I possibly could, and this dude comes out of his stance, and I can't see his chest. He's so low, and like this dude looks like a cheetah. He came out of his stance and he was like, and he did the quickest jab step, and he like just smacked my inside arm, and yo, he went inside so quick, and I remember my center was right there. The linebacker dropped. And Brian was right there, and I was like, yo, thank God, bro. Because he got by so fast, and I was like, that was my first rep against him. And I was like, oh, this is a quickness. He was quick. He was quicker than AD. Like, it was a quickness I never saw in a knee bend from a defensive lineman. That guy that's 6'5" with that much muscle, I was like, bro, that's insane.
Yeah, he's literally a freak.
I was like, film did not prepare me for that. So that first rep, it was just like, yo, it was wild. It was wild. So that dude's insane. And he's like another, dudes like that, they're just out there and they're having fun. Like you block them and they're like laughing at you like, There's a lot of game left. Like, I'm like, bro, dude's like,
I was about to say,
that was the first play.
Is he a shit talker?
Nah, like he's more of like he tries to be funny and like, yeah, he's more of like a funny.
You hear BG. Is it more like BG or is he?
Nah, he's not like BG. Nah,
crazy.
BG's worse. BG's worse. I've never been on the field with BG, but.
Well, you see all the mic'd up moments.
Yeah, exactly.
BG doesn't shy away from talking shit.
Yeah, no, I know.
But
BG's way worse.
So, made to the Super Bowl. How were the Super Bowls?
Bruh. The first one was insane because it was like I knew I was going to see Tom Brady. So, but the first one was very special because I go from Detroit and I'm there until December, beginning of December. I end up getting a call and LA wants to sign me back to the roster. They had some people get hurt and they still like believed in me. So they brought me back and I went from like the trenches to Detroit, not doing well, not the best culture. And then we go and we're on a run to the Super Bowl. And my first year, rookie year, I make the team. I get cut to get on practice squad. I get picked up to Detroit and now I'm back to LA. And I was like, man, this is like one of those greatest story ever told type of things. Like, so that Super Bowl was sweet, man. And like that Super Bowl, I was able to bring like a lot of my immediate fam and just for them to experience it, like it was insane. And even that Super Bowl, I was inactive, but they allowed everybody who was inactive and on the roster to put the Super Bowl uniform on, go warm up, do one-on-ones, do like physical stuff before the game. And I was like, bro, running out of that tunnel, it was like, I felt like I was on a roller coaster. Like I love roller coasters. I can't really fit in many of them now, but coming down, it was just that adrenaline I never felt before. And I'm running out that tunnel. I was like, all I could do was yell. I wasn't even playing in the game. I knew I wasn't playing, but I was just yelling and I was like, and I just couldn't stop yelling in excitement. And it was insane. And I remember even though we lost, when we did lose, I just kind of saw like in that moment, it didn't matter who was making what type of money. Everybody was just down on themselves, upset in that moment, like guys that have been trying to win before they retire. And it was like, I got like a little emotional just seeing them. And I remember just like trying to embrace it in that moment. But after I was like, bro, it was like a dream. And I got to see Tom Brady like in real time and guy just looked like AI. Like I was like, it wasn't real. It was like, I just saw him straight up and I was like, bro, this is Tom Brady. Like, and I remember I'm walking past him and I'm like staring at him and like, he's kind of just like looking at me, but it was like he had like no soul. He was just like, I was like, oh, this must be his game face before the game. Like, I was going to say what's up, but I was like, bro, I can't be out here fanboying. Like, that's the ops right now. So,
yeah.
And yeah, that experience was dope. My family got to experience it. And then when we got to that second Super Bowl, I just kind of felt like, I just felt something special. I just felt like we were going to win. Obviously, no one would have thought it was going to be LA and Cincinnati. But not because it was Cincy, but something within me felt like I was like, we're going to win. We have something too special here. The guys that we had, again, another team of just superstars, Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey, AD, Cooper Kupp, Matt Staff. Like, we just had superstars.
It's a pretty good team.
Yeah, OBJ.
Yeah.
OBJ was going to be MVP. He was going to be MVP, bro. Like, the personalities we had on that team was insane, bro. Like, it's nothing like it. And I remember just being there and looking back in the stands and I'm seeing in the first row Kanye West with his freaking mask on and freaking 2 Chainz and freaking all these people. I'm seeing all these celebrities and my homies is jumping on when the moments are hype, my homies we not even playing, they jumping on the bench getting them hype and they getting turned up because it's just like, it's the Super Bowl. They're not like, oh, look at this dude on the bench. Like, so man, that moment was insane. And it was just like a dream. Like the field was glowing. Everybody was glowing. Like, and when moments were big, man, they were big. It was just like, it was just powerful. And then when moments were down or didn't go our way, it was just like, yo, let's go. We got a bigger purpose. Like, and that's where Matthew Stafford came in. Like, it's like, let's go. Hey, we're good. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And obviously our staff, the staff and Sean McVay and everybody else, like, bro, it was it was insane.
Because that was a game. It wasn't a
That game-
blowout.
I was
That
gonna
was
say,
a game.
that was
a
the
game.
real close game.
That was a game.
Yeah, even seeing the poise on.
What was the
on-
final? 13-6? No,
I'm about to say,
No,
why
no.
you looking at me? I ain't playing
I don't
the
know
game.
why.
Yeah,
I thought
Bro,
you was there. No,
I want to say it might have been 21-13.
21.
I could be tripping.
That sounds about right.
I could
We'll
be
have
tripping.
our research
But I
staff
know.
look at it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
when OBJ got hurt, correct?
yeah. But I know.
Joe Burrow
I'm-
had a late turnover, I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sealed the deal.
Yeah.
yeah.
Did OBJ come back out after he got hurt? Because I
Yeah.
just seen a video. That's the only
He
reason I
came.
was asking.
Yeah, he came back out and he was just like crying on the sideline and he was just limping. He had the knee brace or like.
Because he got hurt.
Yeah,
Like,
he
I
Towards
think he tore his
ACL.
ACL.
right?
because
Yeah.
the whole time and he had no like he had did a procedure overseas and it like contributed to like him disintegrating, his ACL disintegrating a little.
Oh, he had.
So he found out in a physical when he came to LA that his ACL wasn't. He was like, I'm gonna just go to the wheels fall off. Like I'm not letting up this opportunity. So he was playing with like a low key not good ACL.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wasn't Todd Gurley doing something similar? Like he didn't have much cartilage in his knee or something?
yeah, and it was wild because like
And
I
he
didn't
tear
rea-
both ACLs.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think he did.
I don't
I think
know.
in college he might have.
yeah he
Yeah,
did.
college.
And then something was really bad with his knee and like they were keeping it so under wraps. We're like, why is Todd Gurley not playing against Arizona? And that's when we were always beating Arizona. We're like, he didn't get hurt last week. He was fine. And I remember one time we were heading out of the showers after practice. And remember one of the homies was asking Todd, like, yo, what you about to do after? He's like, man, I ain't doing nothing all day. He was like limping. And I was like, bro, when did you get hurt? And they were just sitting for random games. And yeah, come to find out he had something up with his knee. I don't know the whole backstory to it, but they were trying so hard to like keep it under wraps.
Well, hey, man, he was out the league
Yeah.
soon after that. So.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he knew it. So he got he got his bag and he accomplished what he accomplished in that short time. And,
Future Hall of Famer.
yeah.
Todd was special, man.
Yeah.
For the short amount of time that he played, he was.
So the Super Bowls were absolutely insane.
No, it was crazy. And then the moment after, I remember the moment when you win, like
That's what I was going to ask you.
the moment when you win, bro, it's just like you could be the administrator behind the scenes. You could be the, like, whether you're on the training staff. It doesn't matter who you are. Like, bro, everybody is a part of, like, everybody feels a part of it. And everybody's just like crying. Like, people were crying. You see like a guy like Andrew Whitworth who been trying to just had a stellar career, but just trying to get that championship. A guy like Aaron Donald, boo-hoo crying. You just like, you don't think about their multi-million-dollar contract, nothing. Like in that moment, you're like, man, you start just seeing people's like real genuine selves in that moment. Like, nah, these are humans that sacrifice every single thing they possibly could in their life, their careers, their time with their family, like their bodies on the line and like have been striving for this moment. And when you do, you're like, wow. Like,
Well, I'm
was
sure
insane.
you had the same thought. You guys all
Yeah.
accomplished the same dream that you had
Exactly.
when you were little kids.
And I remember that moment. I just started. I didn't even play. I didn't play because that was when I ruptured my patellar tendon in camp that year. And I remember just crying, bro. And I was like, yo, like if this is my last year of ball, like God, you've been kind to me. You allowed me to get a Super Bowl ring and experience this. Like I didn't experience it in the way that I wanted to experience in the front line, but like there's no possible way that I get to go to a Super Bowl in the way I did my rookie year and then win one in the way I did this year. Like just to be a part of it was insane. And it's only by God and God alone. So
Y'all all got the same ring.
yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
we
it's
we
not
do.
guaranteed. There's Hall of Famers who've never even played in one.
Yeah. I got a buddy and my boy Patrick Ricard, like, man, this guy's had a stellar career fullback. And I remember when I got my ring, he was like, you would be the one to win a Super Bowl. And he was like mad, but he's like, he's not looking at his career as like, yo, I've been an all pro. I went from a defensive lineman to an all pro fullback. Like, he's like, nah, he wants that ring. Like, and for me to be a part of it, man, it was insane.
Yeah, I think fans see, and not all players are like this. Fans see the commas on the checks, and
Yeah.
they look at it that way. But man, playing in the NFL, playing football, it's a car wreck
Yeah.
every snap.
Facts.
And just to be able to do it, you're not really doing that just for the zeros on the check. Like
Exactly.
you want to win.
Yeah.
You know? So absolutely, you earned it. So nobody can ever take that from you or anybody else. That segues into the final part of the pod, which is basically that journey ending, starting a new journey, but you had a little pit stop in the middle of the journey ending.
Facts.
Tell us a little bit about the XFL.
Oh, yeah. So I ended up getting through my coach, one of my coach, shout out to my coaches, man. My coach Pacucci, he ends up kind of getting me connected with Coach Bob Wiley. I don't know if you ever seen the video of the guy on Hard Knocks, the old coach, and he's saying "huh," and his whole belly's just going up. Like
that dude?
Yeah, that guy. So
I know him by name because of that video.
Bro. So he gets me in contact with him. I get my film to him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I want this guy on my team." And he's like, so I ended up getting the opportunity to the XFL. I ended up doing it solely on my own, getting into XFL. My agents really didn't help at all. Like I was trying to get questioned, but like if I go to XFL, my agents don't get paid. They get 3% of any active roster game check. So even if I'm on practice squad, they don't get paid. So I mean, I wouldn't work for free either. But at the same time, I'm just like, I end up working that out on my own. I get an opportunity. I get into the draft pool. I get drafted to the XFL, and the XFL drafts is like weird. It's like it's a little bit like baseball in terms of there's like mad rounds, or the rounds are like so I end up getting drafted there and playing there for that season. And
who was your coach?
Rod Woodson.
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
Rod Woodson.
Wow.
Bro, Rod Woodson. Like there was so many like big names as coaches in that league. And I remember my team was stacked. I had like Vic Beasley. I had my boy Luis Perez, who was a spring football freaking king.
Quarterback? Was it a
quarterback? Yeah. And I remember we had a bunch of people on our team, and that whole year we won like one game. Yeah, we won one game.
Wow.
And I remember I
know I felt like I was watching Vinyl High again, but yeah.
I was gonna say, did it bring you back to the video?
a little bit. It did in fact bring me back, and I was just like, bro, what is going on? But because our team was stacked, we had such a solid staff on paper. And
sports is humbling.
It is. And I remember when I got there, Bob Wiley ends up having like open heart surgery. My online coach that brought me there wasn't there. We ended up having a tight end coach. And the tight end coach takes over as like the O-line coach. I end up going from starting to not starting. So this is my whole moment to get back into the NFL. And then I go through that for 4 weeks. And I remember finally I get back in. I end up playing the rest of the year. I start thinking I'm going to go back to LA. And the game before last, because I started getting some people hitting me up from LA all of a sudden. And I felt like I was playing well. And I remember the game before last, I end up tearing my ACL on my left knee. So it was like in that moment, I was like, yeah, maybe this guy, like, yeah, this ain't it no more. Yeah. So I rehabbed after that, and I tried to come back, but every time I tried to get into the next opportunity in spring football that year, like something kept happening. I either missed something, I either got like something with my hamstring. I was trying so hard to get back, and I remember it was just like, yeah, things just kept getting put in place. It was like, yeah, this just not it. But it was fun, man. The XFL brought back the love of the game. Everybody was making the same amount of money. When we were done, we would go out, we'll have fun. Like, we were like, if we did win the one time, or even if we had a good game.
I was going to say the one time.
Yeah, we won the one time. Or if we ended up as an O-lineman, we would rush over 200 yards or whatever. Like, man, we just were like, yo, like, because it was just a bunch of guys that were hungry, that had all different. And it kind of brought me back to Maine a little bit. And I was like, oh, this is why I love the game. And this is why I play. So it brought that love back. And even though it was a trash season, I definitely had some fun. So,
well, I want to wrap up the pod because I know you got some things to do. I said I was going to have you for an hour. It's been 2, but
yeah, but it's been a great 2 hours. Like honestly,
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
But the last thing I want to ask you about is your life now.
Yeah.
By all accounts, it is as fruitful as it's ever been.
Yeah.
Tell us about your life now, what you're doing, and how you feel as this transition to the next phase of your life.
Man, honestly, like I see now looking back why God worked the way he did, because every time I had an injury, every time I had a setback in my career, anytime I had a moment where it was like, is football really it? Like those moments actually brought me closer to him. And it made me realize that, like, bro, you didn't get to the NFL. You didn't have the gift you have. You weren't born and had the height that you had because of you, and you didn't have the success you had because of you. It was because of him. And I kind of lost that along the way. And I began to like not just try to play football because I loved it and I want to help other. Pride took over, and I want to prove people wrong and prove people that I'm not this, like, so those moments brought me to getting closer to God. And I remember when I came back from Texas after getting my knee surgery from the XFL injury, and I ended up going to a church called Vibrant Church out in Florida. And I was always going to church, but I was going to a lot bigger church and kind of sneaking in, sneaking out, and going to service, everything being. And when I got to this church, I got like acclimated and I got integrated in, and I started like serving because I always had a heart for the youth. And I started serving with my wife in the kids ministry. I started serving in the youth ministry, and I was like, dang, this is I like doing this. And I remember after I was just praying to God, and I was just like, man, God, if football not it, like, please just redirect me into something you want me to do. And like, I'm not even asking for steady income, I'm just asking for like purpose, because that's what I had with football. I knew where I was going to be. I had a set schedule.
And so many people, when they leave that, don't have that purpose.
Exactly.
And you see them in the news because something happened, because they don't have that purpose. But go ahead, continue.
Exactly. And it brought me to those places where, and I was so good at just like, I learned on I was so good at putting on the mask. I was so good at just like, what was next, because I was trained that way. Focus on the next play. Don't show your emotions, like all these different things. And it took me to a place where I was like, man, if I'm not playing ball, like really, what am I good for? Like, if I'm not, that's what I did. So like everything else I would try to pursue, I'm like, oh, well, I'm not good for that. I'm not good enough for that. Like, oh, I'm not smart enough to do this. Like, what career could fit me and my lifestyle that I had? And it brought me to places like, I mean, maybe the NFL was the only thing that I needed to do. So I remember just praying to God, like, God, I need purpose, because where I'm headed to right now, it ain't good. So I got more integrated in my church, and I started serving within our youth ministry. And, shout out to my pastor for really like pouring into me. And he started seeing a gifting in me, because I always communicated to the youth. I always came back and was doing speaking engagements before I even know they were labeled as speaking engagements to schools and kids. And he saw that gifting in me, and God just kind of redeemed it. And he was like, hey, before you used to speak kids about, motivating them in their dreams, but now I want you to speak about how I was working in your life. And that's going to be your purpose. And I want you to preach how God has been good, and who's your God, and who saved you in Jesus Christ. Like, he wanted me to do that. And now I just been fully integrated in our church. I'm on staff there serving our youth ministry. I still have my wife out in the kids ministry. And actually recently, about 3 weeks ago, I preached my first Sunday at church.
Awesome. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So like, man, it was insane.
It was pretty good, man.
I appreciate it. Yes. All him.
Not trying to blow you up.
It was all him, man. It was all him. And so yeah, that's just been my sole like purpose right now. Is just serving the Lord, and wherever He takes me and whatever He wants me to do, I'm gonna just do that. So
before we get out of here, you got to talk about someone who's very tiny right now, who won't be very tiny much longer.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time that, I used to do some amazing things, but at this point in my life, I'm just Noah's dad.
Yeah.
People come up to me, happened the other day, you know what I mean? Oh, you know that. I was like, yeah, I used to be somebody. Yeah. So at some point it's going to happen to you. Tell us
100%.
Tell us about Ozzy.
Yeah. So recently in December 18th, we welcomed, in addition to our family, our baby boy Ozias. And he was born 8 pounds, 11 ounces. I believe it was 21 inches long, maybe.
All legends are born in December, but continue.
Yeah, for real though. And now he's like well over 20 pounds. I mean, he's well over 20 pounds. He's way taller. He's like in the 97th percentile of like, yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big boy. So I think that
the next star in the making.
Yeah, he's gonna be way better than me. So, and I know while he's in my household, he's gonna play as much sports as possible because I know how much it helped me in life. So, yeah,
it's a beautiful thing. We all are a part of that tribe of sports, and it is the ultimate equalizer in life. The guy that's next to you in the locker room, you have to rely on him.
Facts.
No matter what his beliefs are, when you get out between those lines, no matter what you play, I got to rely on this guy.
That's right.
He's got to rely on me.
Facts.
So, I mean, obviously, I love education and I love sports too.
Yeah.
So,
same.
Jamil, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you
much.
Guys.
Yes. Thank you for coming on.
Appreciate you.
This was everything I thought it would be. I'm glad we had a chance to finally do it. We're going to try. I know you're busy, but I know I'll try during the season if we have some issues with our offensive line to try to have you on for a few minutes.
Yeah, I got you.
Hey,
see what you see.
That nice board that you got there.
We
make a phone call. We
make it happen.
We can make it happen.
But thank you, and everybody else, thank you for listening. This is one of our best, clearly, and
absolutely.
We'll talk to you soon. But before we get out of here, we have to say what we always say. You can't do the other part, though.
Nah, I'm not going to. I'll keep it PG today.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
We out. Thanks for listening.
Let's go.